it's crazy right now. Who's hearing all the noise about the market and how everything's starting to slow down and how, man, the interest rates are starting to maybe tinker down a little bit, kind of playing with our emotions, you know, and making us look like, or making us feel like, what, you know, it's the end of the world in some cases, right? We don't know what's going on. Hey, Lynn, how are you? So, you know, in reality, guys, this is part of the year where you're always going to start seeing some measurements taken in regards to, you know, the interest rate modifications and the stabilization of housing. You know, we're still battling the same issue, guys. There's no inventory. We are still buying, you know, going into multiple offer situations. So really, it's a lot of this stuff that you can hear is more of a national level. I will say that it has slowed down just a hair, just because there's not much inventory out there, and buyers are starting to get a little bit concerned on the interest hike, and they're not wanting to get approved completely because you know, that interest is a little higher than what they were expecting to be. But a couple of things to always take in consideration, guys. It's better than, you know, paying rent, and that's what you guys always got to remember to talk to those clients, especially those buyers, right? You're going to still save more money, you know, no matter what, if you buy instead of actually, you know, renting. Sellers, you know, it's still a good time to sell. I mean, they're still getting above price. They're getting good price. They're getting more than fair market value in some cases. So there's really, it's not really an issue. I think it's really just propaganda to, you know, kind of, you know, jitter the market a little bit. But in essence, you know, you guys got to keep, you know, continue to maintain and stay true to your aspects of accountability, right? We've been talking about that over the past several weeks. Accountability is key. What I want to do, though, is I want to talk, we're gonna kind of taper the accountability towards the end. But today we're going to really focus on marketing and what have we been doing so far to really kind of get your branding out there. We talked about accountability last time. We talked about all the stuff that we needed to focus on, right? Your service, your expertise, your marketing, and your brand. We wanted to make sure you guys are staying on top of that. You know, we talked about your service, your fiduciary responsibility, your marketing, your future networking, and your clientele. Okay. Now, I asked you guys that were on the call last time to send me a quick up-to-date what your week looks like. And I received it from two individuals, you know, Mr. Sean Reeser and Neil. Neil, you know, real simple spreadsheet. You know, Sean just, you know, kind of fessed up and said, look, the reality is, you know, I got tied up. I had a lot of stuff going on. I kind of lost track of what I needed to do. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's making points to try to set up relationships with his vendors. So this leads me to right now. I think this is a good point in time that you guys need to reassess yourselves and give your guys a grading system for half that year, right? What have you guys done from January to now? And if everything that you guys actually put in paper, did it come to fruition? Or anything that you guys manifested, did it come to fruition, right? So if you had to grade yourselves for the year that you guys had, from accountability, from marketing, from fiduciary responsibility to client services, if you had to tally all that up, what grade would you give yourselves right now from January till July? Right? What would that number be? Right? Now, you know, I don't need it. You guys don't have to throw it out there or tell me. What I'm asking you guys is to think about that, because this is more of a personal understanding, right, of what your commitment was to your business. What have you done what did you guys do, or what would you guys do differently, right? Some of you guys are very keen and very strong at marketing. Some of you guys are very keen at client relationships, right? Much more stronger than some other people. That doesn't sound right. Much more stronger. That's just, I need a grammar check real quick, you know? But the reality is, you know, you got to find out where that weakest link on your chain of business is, right? Why do I say that now? Why do you guys think I'm saying, let's grade yourselves now? We went from January till July. Why do you guys think I'm saying this is a good time to kind of pause and really reflect on your accomplishments and or the things that you've put in, you know, on paper, or the things that you put on paper but unfortunately didn't get done? Why do you guys think I'm asking you guys to think about this right now?
We can finish strong.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right?
Well, the middle of the year. I mean, this is kind of
It's the
halfway
middle of the
point.
year. Absolutely, Sean. Every business, every major business has a midpoint, right? Like State of the Union, kind of things are how things are going, right? You guys need to put that down on paper. Everything that you guys set out to do, did it come to fruition or didn't it? What did you do that made it come? What didn't you do that didn't make your business, get to that next position where you guys needed to be, or the next level rather, right? Here's why. Sarah brought up a good point. That's one of them. The other one is we're going into the slowing time of the period of the year, right? We start getting into the holiday season. Now, I want to tell you, and not even worried. I'm very confident when I say this. Guys, at Remax Gold, our business for the past 3 years during the holiday season, when everybody slows down, we keep steady. Believe it or not, we get through November, we get through December, and we still do business. It doesn't tank like most people would say, oh man, come fourth quarter, everything's done in real estate. So we want to talk about that. We want to look at planning from end of July, right, or August 1 to December 31. And what action steps are we going to take to do so? What are key activators to make yourself known and be in top of mind in your sphere? What's the easiest answer for that?
Call
Okay, I like that.
Text, call.
Okay. What's the easiest thing you can plan ahead of time? Marketing, right? Your brand. We've talked about this, right? And today is Tuesday. So last week, did anybody put on social media anything about their brand or anything about their successes or anything personal on all their social media brands? Let's just be honest.
I did yesterday.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I put something out there, but it was an advertisement with USA Mortgage.
Okay, cool. Everybody else? Kristen, cool.
Yes, Tech both did. I mean, I think we do a pretty good job. Keeping our
Good,
stuff
all right.
On the weekends, I try to do more personal stuff or more fun stuff. And during the week, I try to keep it more towards business.
Yeah. Listen, guys, a couple of things that you can add to your schedules, right now, to keep that momentum going is prep your social media platforms, set them up ahead of time. A click of a button, knock it out. You can go months out, guys, months out on this stuff. Yes, it takes time to set up, but why not set it up now so that in fourth quarter, we're not walking around saying, man, I need to drum up business. What do I got to do right now? I need it now. Well, guys, it takes 30 to 45 days to get a deal done. Work backwards. Think about it, right? Think about it. This is why we're so keen on schedules, on planning, on making sure all your stuff is aligned like any other business. You guys are business owners. So you guys want to set these things up months at a time. Your social media branding, guess what? You can even turn that over to a preferred vendor of your choice. And I guarantee you, they can help for one way or another to help you set all that up for you on your behalf without you guys really spending a lot of time in it. When's the last time you guys had a meeting with your preferred vendors that you guys currently do business with? Remember, we're talking about grading yourselves, but then also prepping for the end of third quarter to fourth quarter, right? When's the last time you guys set out and had an actual meeting with your preferred vendors that you continuously do business and send business to grade your actions and to also set up your business model or your implementation for the next, the half the year? I'm throwing all this at you because I want you guys to start thinking about this because it's very important. A lot of this work now with the technology that a lot of these vendor providers have, these preferred vendors, they can do this all for you guys. And you guys constantly send them good business. And in return, you should be in a position where you should be able to say, hey, I need you guys to help me with my social media branding. Who's your social media person? You know, a couple of names out there. You got lenders, you got everybody out there. Go ahead, Heather, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, so we have two lenders that we refer business to.
I wasn't sure. I'm on the meeting with host.
Sorry, Heather, go ahead.
That's okay. We're actually meeting with one of our lender partners on Thursday this week. We try to at least get together with them once monthly. And it's we're pretty good at keeping up, because if we get busy, Elizabeth or myself, they will reach out and say, hey, let's put a date on the book. So it's kind of a mutual, holding each other accountable. And so I appreciate their effort just as much as ours in keeping that meeting going.
Absolutely. It's accountability, right? It's holding everybody accountable, making sure you stay to what you're gonna do, and you're also holding them to stay true on what they're gonna do. So it works on both sides. It's a huge benefit because lenders, vendors, everybody else, they wanna meet with you guys. Guys, they wanna meet with you guys. They wanna help you. Why? Because it's reciprocal, right? They wanna be able to take advantage of the opportunity to have you in front of them to show you what they can do and what they can continue to do, and come up with ideas and solutions on how to co-market. So it's out there, guys. As Heather mentioned, it's accountability. You guys should not be waiting for the phone to ring. You guys, again, should not be waiting for the phone to ring. Cast your lines, guys, cast your lines. You hear this, all these words, you hear all these identifiers in the industry, right? These motivational speakers, these coaches, everybody. Cast your lines. Don't wait for the phone to ring. It's real simple. Set up your relationship sooner than later. Build from them. Build from them. The more you're in front of these guys, the more you're in front of them, they're going to help you work to get out to your main clients. Who are your clients that are going to be buying or listing homes? But again, it starts with one simple paper, guys, and I hate to sound repetitive. One simple paper, your schedule. It's not as easy to put a schedule together and hold to it, right, Sean? It's not easy. It seems easy, but it's really not. This is why I'm drilling it constantly. It is not easy. We understand that we're in a business where sometimes we have to adjust, pivot, and or punt. We get it. But guess what? If you at least have it on paper, you can immediately go back to where you left off and knock it out. Guys, we're in the people business. We're not in the home selling business. You guys are not going to force people to buy their homes, right? And you're not going to force people to list their homes, right? So when they do, is because they like you, right? They like you. You're selling you. You're selling your brand. They trust in you. The return business trusts you because you were referred to them. You're in the people business. Your job should be focused on being in front of people as much as possible. And in order to do that, we go back to this. Because guess what? You're also the CEO. You're also your marketing specialist, your marketing VP, your back-end operations managers. You're all of the above. All of the above. So the crucial part is now, as we reflect, what was my grade for the first part of the year, and what's going to be my goal and my achievement for the second part of the year? What am I going to do? What do I need to put on paper now? Because remember, it takes 30 to 45 days to close a deal. So what are we doing, guys, to start focusing on the remainder of this year? Has anybody here given it any thought?
Yeah, so I'm working with Homestead and we're about to start basically going out to local restaurants and doing interviews and stuff like that. So I'm going to be working with Greg and David on doing that. I should be meeting with them at a restaurant on the 29th. I'm going to be setting it up.
Sarah. So here, in essence, and I want to show you guys something here, guys, because it's really, really cool. And what Sarah just mentioned, she's working on going out there to get restaurants involved and engaged in partnerships and stuff. man, that is so, I'm telling you, when I tell you this, restaurants 80% of the time will most likely agree to some type of marketing campaign with you, because for them, it's getting people in their door, right, Sarah?
Yep.
So, I mean, I wish Neil was on this call, because he's probably got all the experience in the world when it comes to restaurants, but I'm sure he can agree, that most of these guys will look for any type of marketing solution to get people in the door. And if it's not gonna cost them really any money other than a soft cost of a discount or a free appetizer, they're gonna do it in a heartbeat, guys. In a heartbeat. Let me show you guys, and we haven't seen this, in a long time. Neil actually did this, but now, Sarah, with your permission, I'd like to show your whiteboard, one of your whiteboard episodes, because it's really cool. Now, this is the kind of stuff that I'm telling you that you guys can put ahead of time in your schedules to plan for your marketing platform or share, right? Check this out. You gotta share the whole thing.
Can you guys hear it okay?
No, it's not on.
Okay, 1 second, let's try it again. Did you guys see it?
No.
Okay. Give us a second, guys. We practiced this earlier and it worked. Now it's.
Were these the updated ones? The original ones I got, we had to tweak a little.
I'm not sure, Sarah, but I like the first one we want to show, but if you can't get it, we'll send it out. Hold on, she's gonna try one more.
I just had Carol look on my phone on Facebook. If everybody just takes out their phone real quick and look at it, it's really cool.
It is, it's really neat. You guys hear it?
No.
All right, take it off. That's okay. Sorry, guys. Let's do this. It's on her Facebook now, so I apologize, guys. If you guys can take a minute after the call, we can go through it. Just go ahead and go through the main screen again, please. So basically what Sarah did, guys, is she went with her preferred vendor, which is Homestead Financial in her case. She did the whiteboard advertising, the whiteboard clips. They're actually really, really cool. And I think she's already placed one yesterday on Facebook, right? It's on Facebook, Sarah?
Yep.
So
And
they're really
Instagram.
neat.
Yeah.
Oh, and Instagram, okay. That's the other thing, guys. Please remember that there's a huge percent of the people that look at one or the other platforms, right? It's one or the other. Some people are Instagram people, some people are Facebook people. So make sure you're covering all your outlets, whether you use those platforms or not. You cover all your outlets of branding when you put your marketing campaigns out. But anyway, so whiteboard is really cool. It's animated. It gives a lot of cool information. It does grab attention. So if you guys have preferred vendors out there you guys are working with, and if they have these systems in there, you should use them. They're really cool. But they're on her Facebook page. Go check them out. I'm sorry we couldn't get it up here. Okay. So anyway, real key to think about. We're going to start drilling this in here for the next 20, 30 minutes. I want to know right here, this is a good time to interact now. What are you guys doing to modify or address the second part of this year? What do you guys have in place already, or what have you guys thought about to set up your second part of the year? What are you guys doing? Don't be shy.
Well, I have a postcard campaign that I wanted to implement for the 2 farming areas that I've sold the most properties in the last few years, of 1 postcard every 1 or 2 weeks, so that people, to reinforce my existence in an area that I have had pretty good success selling. And I want to try to focus on specializing in condominiums and townhomes. instead of everything across the board. So that's my first goal for the next 6 months, is to try to establish a dominance in the farm areas.
Can I ask
Okay.
a question about that? Do
Yes.
you use EDDMs to do that, or do you just pick a smaller area and send them out directly?
No, I've been working with USA Mortgage on everyday direct mailings, but I haven't been focusing on a specific area as much as I should. So that's kind of what I want to do. I want to focus more on specific areas and not everything all across the board.
I've done a couple of the EDDMs and they're kind of pricey because it's such a large area. So you're talking like 100, 113, 115, 50. I think the first time I did it was like, I don't know, 150 something. I don't know. So I'm trying to find a smaller, like a cheaper way to do maybe a smaller area. And I haven't figured that out yet.
Well, the cost is usually a little less expensive because the zip codes I've been working with are in the 63108 or 63112 zip codes, and they're about 400 to 500 mailings that go out to people that live in those areas. So $100 for a mailing of 500 is pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah.
I've done about 4 of them in different zip codes where I've listed or sold properties, but I haven't gotten much of a return. In the past, I've gotten pretty effective returns from focusing on specific areas that are maybe smaller, like a condominium complex, 100 people that know that I sell a lot of houses and I have a track record. So every time they receive some information, it's a reminder of, of the association I've developed with that community.
Mhm.
It takes more than one postcard. So I'm thinking that just focusing on one specific area for an extended period of time will be more effective than just sending postcards out randomly to just anybody.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Everett. That's a very good point you just made, sir. Guys, so another thing that you guys need to consider as you guys are talking about, let's just use EDM, right? Or everyday direct mail. I can't ever pronounce that correctly, so I apologize. Let's just break this down at a smaller scale, guys, right? Where do most people that don't own houses live? Most likely in apartment complexes, right? Would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, and then right now, what do you say is the most general consensus of people selling their homes? What age demographic would that be? Like where you feel that there is a need that they have to sell. Not that they want to, but they have to.
Then there's 70s and 80s.
Yes, sir, baby boomers, right?
Mhm.
Thank you, Everett. Do you guys realize that some of your preferred vending partners have analytical information to give you addresses for people that are in that baby boomer demographic that you can market to consistently? Because they're looking at either going to assisted living or just downsizing. They're just done dealing with the big deal of the house and the responsibilities. Apartment complexes right now, your average apartment, and I can just base a number on a 1-bedroom, let's just say a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in Fenton, right? You're gonna look at least $1,700. And I'm talking about a decent apartment, it has your amenities of swimming pool, your workout room. I'm not talking about, a beater apartment. I'm talking an average price apartment where most people would like to live in, right? And live there, $1,700. What do you think the mortgage is on a $1,700 monthly payment? That's a lot of house, isn't it?
About $170,000 house, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of house. So wouldn't it be inclined, or just a thought, wouldn't it be a good idea, in my opinion, I think it'd be a good idea to maybe do some research and find these apartment complexes. I know there's tons of them coming up right now, and they're all over the place. Wouldn't it be a keen idea to focus on marketing that direct apartment complex, kind of to what Sarah's point was? I don't want to go out there and just throw, and Everett's points as well. I don't want to just go throw out direct marketing all over the place and then not see a result, or, just pick and choose here and there and stop, drop from one community to another. I would average say, look, be selective on those addresses, find those analytical information, because it is out there, guys. It is out there. And I guarantee you can drive by any apartment complex and it's pretty simple to get those addresses to do your direct mail. But it's about planning. Again, I say it, it's about planning for how you guys want to set this up for the second part of the year.
One
What
other-
about VA business, guys? What about VA business? That's an untapped market right now that no one's touching, and it's a great opportunity to jump in because guess what? Those moves happen year round. If anybody was ever in the military, I know Larry, I believe was, Victor's not on the call, but anybody else, if I'm missing anybody, you know, those guys get moved no matter what. It don't matter. You know, and they're always, you know, when you can start getting into these cities that don't have major bases and they're coming in town and moving, they got papers, they gotta go move. VA business is very strong here in St. Louis. There's a huge percentage of VA clients here that live in this town, a huge, and haven't even used their VA opportunity. What else? What else is out there? What else can we go out there and grab?
For sale by owners. People think they
Okay.
can do it by themselves.
I've already heard of 2 legal issues on a for sale by owner. 2. That the owners are actually, I think they're in lawsuits and they're just friends of mine that I've known that now they're getting sued. Because they thought they can do it on their own. It's real, guys. It's out there.
Could you,
Go ahead,
could you
Heather.
give us, for educational purposes, would you mind sharing specifically what those suits are about?
Yeah, well,
Like,
it's
was it-
disclosures. It just, both of them basically break down to disclosures. People did the home inspections. One of them was a home inspection, the other one was some type of title issue that they're getting cleaned up. But the big one that's a concern is the seller disclosure one. They like, for sale by owner, they're not gonna give you a whole seller's disclosure and tell you what exactly the conditions of the properties are. You know, they're going off of what that neighbor, and these were friends, by the way. You know, the friend sold them the house to the other friend. And now they're in a legal dispute. Because I think there's a basement issue. I'm not sure if it was a crack. I didn't pay too much attention. I was kind of like, you guys are, you know, professionals. Why would you not, you know, take this in consideration? You know, you guys are living in the 2 neighborhoods away from me and we're friends. You guys know I'm in the business. I could at least help them with the transaction coordinating if that was the case, but that's what happens, right? But it was disclosures, Heather, mainly. They're not disclosing everything accordingly. I'm sorry?
Lost a few opportunities. I'm sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. What'd you say, Heather?
I said that Elizabeth and I lost probably 3 opportunities to some FSBOs, but my prediction is that, you know, being able to successfully sell by owner is about to change just with the change in the market. So when we had an inventory issue, you know, people were easily selling their own homes, but I would say that probably is a good market to try to tap into just because, you know, it's going to get more and more difficult if the rates, when the Fed meets at the end of this month, if they bump the rates again, that's going to also limit for buyers. So it's just something to keep top of mind.
Yeah, I agree, Heather. And the reality is, Everett, to your point, you're correct. Don't be skittish and going out there and trying to get those FSBOs. It's okay, ask for it. And there's a lot of legal responsibility in the seller selling their own home. I mean, they might make it easy right now. Like Heather mentioned, it was pretty simple in earlier on this year, but right now, I think that situation is going to tighten up because they're going to need to have, you know, some expertise behind it. And remember, guys, for sale by owners, don't get the money, right, that they should on their home, because guess what? They're not real estate professionals. You guys give them the access to really market that property on a larger level platform. So technically, they end up making more money by using a real estate professional than doing it by themselves. There are statistics out there. I think the number Brent brought up was like 30 to 40% more money that you guys bring them to the table than a for sale by owner will basically do on their own. So that's a good point. What else, guys? Come on, let's jog your memories. Let's jog your brains. I want enlightenment here. Apartment complexes, baby boomers, for sale by owners. What else out there, guys? Or what else can we keep? What else can we do to get our names out there? Let's talk with that. What else can we do?
And hunt on Facebook to see who's changed statuses. So people getting married, people getting divorced, people
Wow.
doing
I love
things,
that, Joe.
that kind of thing.
I love that, Joe.
Kids
Absolutely
getting
love it.
married.
Yeah. I love it.
Jose,
Yes, Lynn.
another place to check is tax records, the realist tax records, and Remine. And look for people that have a high sell score. Doesn't cost you anything.
Absolutely.
You can do a search based on a high sell score. So they gather that information from algorithms of people looking online. They're on Zillow, they're on Realtor.com, they're on agent websites. They're looking at Lowe's for new furniture. They're looking for new appliances, that sort of thing. That all factors into that high sell score.
I agree. Wow, Lynn, that's also a great one too. Now, as we're talking about this, how would you guys schedule this in your week though? Like all these action items, right? When's a good day to do this, or when's not a good day, or what's your hours would we need to be to do something like this? Oh, crickets, huh? Crickets.
Well, I've got 2 full days off of my dental hygiene work. So that's when I schedule the majority of my stuff like this. Like Jose, you'd be so proud of me. I've got my book and it's all scheduled out.
Hey, all right. I
So
love it, man.
that's what I do. Now there are weeks I
Awesome.
don't do it, but I am usually pretty good about it.
Nice. Guys, listen, it was a simple, I want to call it a trick question, guys. It's wherever it fits on your schedule. Just make it happen. Just make it happen. Stick to it, guys. You young bucks, you know, you guys have been in the business a long time, guys that just started, individuals started in the business. Make it happen. Plug it in your schedules. Whenever you find it, there's times I'm sure you guys got empty. We told you guys what the hours of work rate are throughout the week. We all did that collectively. That was 18 hours. There's plenty of time out there to make this happen. Plenty of time out there to make this happen. What else is out there, guys? So we talked about social media branding, we talked about schedule, and we talked about action items that we can even take right now to start progressing and preparing for the end of third quarter and fourth quarter, basically the whole half of the year. The question that I have to you guys, will you guys commit to your own business to execute whatever you put on paper?
Jose, I'm willing to offer up a bit of advice. You know,
Please do,
something that-
Heather, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, sometimes I just want to be a recluse and not go to things I'm invited to. But the truth is, if you go out, you know, even if it's something simple like a baby shower, or, you know, somebody invites you to a barbecue or anything of the sort, go and have conversations because they will eventually pay off. And I can give an example. There is a guy within the Wildwood government body that I actually have become friends with. I mean, he is just a really great guy, but we've always invited him to our events, and he comes and he's so good at networking, and he's awesome at like spreading the word. So anytime we've had an event, he'll post it on his own Facebook. He's going to run for, you know, the mayor of Wildwood, which would be really have developed a relationship. And I've been nurturing that relationship for 3-4 years now. And
That's awesome.
somebody in his neighborhood was looking us up, and you know, we ended up actually double siding that deal, and it's because of taking the opportunity. And you know, we've invited him to lunch, we've met up with quite a bit. And so it's not always fast, but it does pay off. And, you know, just from other things, this Wednesday, so tomorrow, Elizabeth and I are going, we were invited to attend LaSalle retreat because there's going to be a Eureka and Pacific. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, you know, we're going there, even though neither of us really want to. I mean, we both have a lot going on personally. Elizabeth's at the Lake of the Ozarks right now, so we're getting ready to go hosting there. She's getting back tomorrow morning, but we are attending this event because we were invited, and you know, keeping top of mind and just making those relationships will absolutely pay off.
Absolutely, Heather. Thank you for that. I know it was hard to hear, guys, but I mean, she brought up some very good points. And really, at the end of the day, it's being in front and being top of mind and making sure you're making the time to be out there, even when you don't want to, right? When you don't want, you don't feel. Who would an introvert? Tell me what an introvert is. Someone that doesn't want to be out in front of people, right? That they want to be by themselves. They don't want to be in a public environment. Is that an introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Introvert, right? I heard that word some time ago and I never thought, but if I would tell you guys that I'm a bit of an introvert where I don't like to be in front of a lot of people and I don't like to be, you know, having a network, I don't, that's not my strength. Would you guys believe that?
No.
No.
So believe it or not, right? Like I forced myself over the years to be who I am today because I never was. I'm a very back end. Like even when my fighting career took place, even when I was the center of attention inside the ring, I still wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, right.
No, I swear, Everett, I really is. I didn't feel comfortable, man. Like I knew I had to go in there, do my job, and I did my job. But when it win, lose, or draw, it was just like, okay, I'm done. Get me out of the ring. I need to be by myself. Or when I got into sales, I was very like, yeah, I don't know. But, you know, I forced myself. I changed my mindset. And I adapted my mindset to the business that I wanted to be in, which was sales, because I do enjoy being with people. I do enjoy talking to people. Now it's not even a second thought when it's coming to talk to people, be in front of people. Like I'm energized. I'm invigorating for it, right? I'm waiting for it. I'm excited for it. But it took time to get to that point. It's continuing to move the ball forward, guys, especially if you have a goal in mind, right? It's moving forward. It's accountability, holding yourself accountable to make those changes or moves. Who would have thought, right? Jose, the center of, you know, didn't like the center of attention. But it's true. I say that because anything is possible, guys, especially if you just keep pushing forward and making it happen, right? This is a business that, unfortunately, you can't be humble. Yes, you can be humble in your own right as a person, but your business cannot afford for your business to be humble. You got to be out there. You got to be in front of people, as Heather mentioned, right? Being top of mind. But it boils down to one simple thing, guys. Is holding you and your company accountable. Now, the goal, okay, and I hope more than just 2 people respond to this, but the goal is before the next meeting or at the next meeting, it doesn't matter. Guys, give me 3 things that you're going to be doing for the second part of the year that's going to impact your business and you're going to hold yourselves accountable. Please. 3 things. Now, we named quite a few of them here right now. But give me 3 things that you're going to hold yourself accountable with, I should say.
Are we supposed to say them or just write them down?
It'd be nice, but listen, you don't send them. I'm going to hear them on Tuesday. So, you know, when we do it again, because that next time we are going to focus on planning and putting that in play.
Can I say mine now? Because I won't be able to be on next week. Is it Tuesday next week?
2 weeks, in 2 weeks.
Oh, then I will be. I'll save them then.
All right, Sarah, awesome.
I want to add one thing. I talked to insurance, my insurance representative that's pretty successful. I've sold his house and I wanted to do some direct door mailings with maybe him being a partner. And he said that State Farms stopped doing a lot of direct mailing because 80% of their business comes from people on the internet. So, I mean, they've done their numbers and they've done their research, and the statistics show that they actually get the majority of their business from working or getting it from the internet. So one of my goals is to try to be more internet-based as far as advertising and doing things a little bit differently in terms of trying to be in the front of people, or at least do more postings, be alive or a little bit more present with social media.
Sure. Guys, Everett, that's a great scenario as well. Carol, camarada, you remember the good old days in this business where you had to go and buy a clip for a newspaper to put your open house?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, to Everett's point, what's the newspaper now? Digital, right? I mean, you want to find something going on in your town, your city, your country, you go on the internet. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right, Everett?
Right.
So, I mean, that's a great point you bring up, because guess what? Nowadays, you know, your newspaper, your ads, or your marketing should be driven by internet, or, caption, right? It should be there. And did you guys realize that Facebook, for like $30 a month, I mean, literally less than $30 a month, you can literally pinpoint exactly, analytically pinpoint where you're wanting your marketing campaign to be shown at. You can say, hey, I want people at this age, they own this house, they make this kind of money. Boom, boom, boom. You can add all the buffers you want, and then it'll show up on that side for less than $30 a month, guys. I remember having to buy a newspaper ad. Remember, I've been in this business for 21 years now. I remember when I even started, I having to buy a newspaper ad in the Concord Call for almost $300 for, I think it was, they would show twice a month, I think. So it was like one half of the month, $300 for one ad. Times have very much so changed, guys. Are you guys willing to change? Are you guys willing to adapt for your business and the way that the business is being done nowadays? Are you guys stuck in your old ways?
Well,
I don't know who to pick. I don't know who to pick on when I say old ways. I don't want to offend anybody.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of if you want to, it's you have to.
Have to, Adam. That's right, Everett. Great statement. You're absolutely right. You have to, guys.
Well, there are too many forms of social media out there, like Twitter and YouTube, Instagram, Google reviews, Facebook on the business page. I mean, there are like maybe 8 of them that I can think of that are just so dominant as far as people's lives.
And you should be on each and every one of those, Everett.
Speaking of reviews, at one point I had asked for help setting up how to get like my reviews done, like how to do that. And I never heard back, I don't think, unless I missed it. Who can help me with that?
Brian, so
Jamie Winter.
Well, I contacted him and he just sent me his, but it didn't like tell me what to do.
Didn't give you the how-tos? No problem. Guess what? Jamie Winter at Lafayette Park, okay, can help you set that all up.
Okay.
And you know who else you can even have the work for you, Sarah? Your vendor partners, like your lenders. You can even ask them to help you set up, and guess what? They'll set you up in literally less than 24 hours on how to do it, because why? It benefits them as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got to remember, guys, use your vendor partners, man. They're there for you. They really are. Like Heather mentioned earlier, hey, we meet once a month with our vendor partners. Great. You guys should do the same. Take advantage of that. They would really much love to take you to lunch and meet with you. They would even more enjoy setting things and implementing things for you on your behalf. Remember, you're the driver of your own ship, man. Load them up, bring them in, right? Don't be discouraged. Call them up. Man, listen, this is Sarah Umstead from Remax Gold. You're one of our vendor partners. I want to introduce myself, but I also look at, I like your ideas or whatever, like, or go to Homestead. Hey, Greg, love the stuff we're doing, man. I need to sit down and go over a couple of scenarios that I want to work with you with. What's available for you? They're going to tell you anytime you want, let's go. I can assure you, you will not get a no from them unless it's unethical, right? But you won't get a no. Anything dealing with business and real estate, they'll love to be a part of, guys. Utilize them, use them. They're there. USA Mortgage. I mean, I can name a whole bookload, or your guys' vendor, whoever you guys have. I guarantee you they'll be willing to work with you. But that's a great question. And thank you for bringing that up, Sarah, in regards to the reviews, because that is important. That's also key, right? I always tell you guys, use your Instagram for reviews. Why? Because when people see your stuff, they can go to your pictures, they can easily pick out your reviews and read your reviews that way. Simpler. Any questions, guys? I know we kind of went from different spots and, different spots and directions in this meeting, but it's very important to understand, right? That
Jose.
Yes, who said that?
It's
Brett.
Brett.
Hey, Brett, welcome.
No.
Welcome aboard. Hey, one of the things that reminded me the other day when I was talking to, we were at the barbecue, but on the reviews, don't forget that you can ask a lot of different people on a transaction for a review. You can ask the people, like if you've got a mortgage person that you like to do business with, ask them for a review. Ask the title company for a review. Ask the other agent for a review. Maybe try to get 3 or 4 reviews on a transaction, and it really bumps up the volume of reviews that you have. Plus, it kind of gives you a tighter network with, if they're giving you reviews, they also might give you referrals because they just feel like that they're just more with you. So just always when you're thinking about reviews, don't just think about it as your customer as a review, but there's other people that you do business with that'll give you reviews on every transaction. Just thinking about it.
That is awesome, guys. Did you guys understand that? Like, you just doubled or tripled your reviews off of one deal instead of just getting one from your clients. That makes total sense, right? Makes total sense. Any other questions, guys? What's the objective for next meeting?
3 action items to improve sales by the end of the year, right?
Thank you, Sarah. Don't be shy, guys. Don't let Sarah answer all the good questions, man. Damn, Sean.
I've got it on my
All
post-it
right.
note.
I love it. Lastly, okay? Don't forget to give you guys some time to enjoy the hard work you're doing, right? Please, balance it out, all right? That's our word, balance it out. You work hard to be able to enjoy your life, but balance it out, okay? You'll get a lot out of it, believe it or not. Those extracurricular times that you give yourself off, you'll probably run into people that want to do business anyway. So balance it out, right? Kind of like Heather said, you go to these baby showers or things like that. Balance it out. Put the work in, guys. Put the work in, but balance it out. All right. All right, guys. Till next time. Thank you very much. We'll talk soon again. Don't forget, make it your day.
Thank you.